So the horrendous economic news continues to pour in out of Russia today. I'll try to go through these numbers quick. Let's see, the gas crisis. The gas crisis is only accelerating. It was only the price of gas that was hitting record highs, so much so that the Russian government had to ban exports last week. Now it's diesel. Diesel has joined in, and it's up 7.5% in the mere 24 hours of trading. Diesel up 7.5% in one day. It's just getting worse and worse. Diesel, everything from the agriculture industry to trucking, it's the backbone of everything that makes Russia go. Let's skip over to the railway loading numbers for July, year over year. These are catastrophic numbers. The shipment of grain for the month of July, year over year, 2024 compared to 2025, down 35.6%. The shipment of building materials, down 17%. Shipment of black metals, cement, and coking coal down from 14 to 17%. The shipment of industrial raw materials down 19.4%. The shipment of oil and petroleum products down 4.7%. Only 4.7%, but you have to understand that the oil industry and all the derivative products therein, that is the core of the Russian economy. When it's down 4.7%, it's a big hit. It's a lot of money. We've got the Taganrog Aviation Company coming out with earnings for the first half of 2025 with revenue down 68%. These are the guys that make even the AWACS planes, of which Russia, I believe, only has about 3 now. At the beginning of the war, they had 9. Of these 3, we don't even know how many are even operational. They're not making them anymore. These guys can't make them. They cost about $500 million each. Anyway, they're officially a loss-making company now. Their first half, they're down the equivalent of $22.5 million in the red. That's 1.8 billion rubles. For the first half of 2024, they did 4.75 billion rubles, only 1.55 billion for the first half of 2025. So let's skip over to some more government data out today. We got 1.5 times more Russian businesses either going bankrupt or closing voluntarily than there are Russian businesses that are open. That's for the first half of 2025. 95,000 businesses opened and 95,000 businesses opened, 141,000 businesses closed. Things are not going well in Russia. We've got Standard & Poor's coming out with both the manufacturing PMI and the services PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index. If you're familiar, if it's above 50, you're growing. If it's below 50, you're shrinking. Manufacturing PMI, as a star of the show, just hit 47. That's down from 47.5 last month. Manufacturing, as we know from the steel industry, cement production, everything related to housing, agriculture, everything is collapsing. The KAMAZ truck company down 80% year over year. It's all getting worse and worse. The services PMI, this is regular people. This usually lags the manufacturing. So now this is starting to be affected as well. The services PMI is now down to 48.5, and that's I believe that was at 49 last month. Everything's getting worse and worse. That's the lowest PMI since the first days of the invasion in 2022, when no one was sure what was going to happen. If you're familiar with the PMI number, they basically call up all the purchasing managers at many companies, and then they put together sort of an indication. Are you buying for next month? Are you buying more? Are you buying less? And then that comes out as a statistic to predict next month's revenues. They've only Standard & Poor's has only covered Russia since 2017, but it is the worst. Other than the initial invasion and COVID, this is the worst PMI. Purely economic pressures just getting worse and worse. Tax revenue from oil and gas. The Russian central bank coming out with July showing a drop of 27% year over year. Tax revenue from oil and gas, as you probably know, is the core of the Russian federal budget. Without the oil and gas revenue, the tax from that, there is not much of anything that's going to happen in Russia. That's the money that makes Russia go around. Anyway, it's down 27% year over year. So that's a quick wrap up. That's just the last 36 hours of news. So it's only getting worse in Russia. I'll have more for you tomorrow. Yeah, again, let's hope for the worst. Have a good day.